a full-blown crisis on the LAC with China. The undeniable fact is that since April-May 2020 till date, Chinese troops have committed brazen transgressions into our territory in Pangong Lake, in that area, and the Galwan Valley, Ladakh. Now, true to its character, the government is in denial. The intrusion was detected and reported on May 5th, 2020. Instead of a resolution, the situation deteriorated rapidly, and as you all know, there were violent clashes on June 15, 16, where 20 Indian soldiers were martyred, 85 were injured, and 10 went missing until they were recently returned. The Prime Minister was called out when he announced that, quote, no one had intruded into Indian territory in Ladakh, unquote. On matters of national security and territorial integrity, the nation has always stood together, and this time, too, there is no second opinion. The Congress Party was the first to offer its total support to the armed forces and the government. However, there is a growing feeling among the people that the government has gravely mishandled the situation. The future is yet to unfold, but we hope that mature diplomacy and decisive leadership will inform the government's actions in protecting our territorial integrity. We urge upon the government that peace, calm, and the restoration of the status quo ante along the LAC be the only guiding principles in our national interest. We, of course, in the Congress Party, will continue to closely watch the situation. The pandemic hit India in February. The Congress offered its total support to the government and supported Lockdown 1. Within weeks, it was apparent that the government was totally, completely unprepared to manage the fallout of the lockdown. The result was the greatest humanitarian crisis witnessed since 1947-48, when millions of migrant guest workers, daily wages earners, and self-employed simply were devastated. 130 million jobs are estimated to have been lost. Crores of MSMEs have been shut, perhaps forever. Despite the assurance of the Prime Minister, who centralized all authority in his hands, the pandemic continues to rage. The grave deficiencies in the health infrastructure have been exposed. The promised peak is nowhere in sight. The center has passed the buck on to the states, but given them zero extra finances. Actually, the people have been left to protect themselves as best as possible. The mismanagement of the pandemic will be recorded as one of the most disastrous failures of the Modi government. And here I would like to thank all our party workers who in different states, practically all states, went out at their own risk to offer help and support to the migrants and other affected people. It is said that misfortunes do not come singly. India has been hit by a terrible economic crisis, a pandemic of huge proportion, and now by a full-blown crisis on the borders with China. Much of each crisis is attributed to the mismanagement of the BJP Modi government and the wrong policies pursued by it. The altogether effect of all this is widespread misery, fear, and danger to the security and territorial integrity of the country. Now, we have discussed the economic crisis before, a number of times before. Since then, it has become even worse. The Modi government refuses to listen to good advice. The need of the hour is a massive fiscal stimulus, putting money directly in the hands of the poor, protecting and nurturing the MSMEs and stimulating demand. Instead, the government announced a hollow financial package that had a fiscal component of no less than 1% of GDP. The government has added insult to injury by mercilessly raising petrol and diesel prices for 17, it was 16, but today makes it 17 consecutive days at a time when world prices of crude have fallen. The result is that a sliding economy is now hurtling towards a recession for the first time in 42 years. I am afraid that, or at least according to expert economists, there will be high unemployment, falling income and wages, and lower investment. Recovery is likely to take a very long time, and that too only if the government corrects its course and adopts sound economic policy.